Marriage is one of the most significant institutions in Islam, regarded as half of one's faith. In order to build a healthy Islamic household, choosing the right spouse is critical. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, emphasized marrying someone who is pious, modest, and upright in character. This doesn't imply perfection, but indicates that certain qualities must be avoided to prevent turmoil, misery, and even the destruction of families. Today, we will bring attention to 8 types of women whose characteristics may lead to discord within the family. Be mindful of the signs that indicate these traits, and take heed before proceeding with the sacred bond of marriage. Reflect deeply and seek Allah's guidance in all matters, for marriage is a trust and a great responsibility. Choose wisely so that peace and harmony may prevail in your home, and the blessings of Allah may be upon you and your family. 1. Al-Nana. The first type of woman to avoid is Al-Nana, who is constantly complaining. Complaints are not inherently negative, as everyone has concerns from time to time. However, this type of woman makes complaining her lifestyle, finding fault in everything regardless of the situation. She is quick to point out imperfections, whether about her husband, children, in-laws, or daily circumstances. The Al-Nana woman never seems to be satisfied, no matter how much you provide or how much effort you put into the relationship. She might express dissatisfaction with the living arrangements, criticize the smallest details of your appearance, or even belittle your efforts at work. Her constant negativity often drains emotional energy and cultivates an atmosphere of frustration. Her complaints often overshadow the good, creating a toxic home environment where appreciation and gratitude are absent. 2. Al-Manana. Al-Manana refers to a woman who constantly reminds you of the favors she has done for you. While helping each other is an essential part of marriage, bringing up past good deeds in order to guilt or manipulate the other is highly destructive. This is contrary to Islamic principles, which encourage us to give for the sake of Allah and not seek recognition. The Al-Manana woman often uses her past sacrifices or favors as leverage in arguments. She might frequently remind you of financial or emotional support she provided during tough times, with the expectation of receiving something in return. Rather than contributing to the marriage out of love and sincerity, she uses her actions as a form of control. This behavior can lead to resentment, as it undermines the concept of selflessness in a marriage. 3. Al-Hanana. Al-Hanana is a woman who continuously expresses longing or nostalgia for her previous relationships, especially her ex-husband. This behavior is damaging to the current marriage, as it introduces jealousy, insecurity, and a lack of emotional availability. Marriage requires complete emotional commitment to one's spouse, and reminiscing over an ex can signify that the heart is still tied to someone else. An Al-Hanana woman might bring up memories of her past relationship, compare her current husband to her ex, or express regret about her previous marriage ending. Even subtle indications such as frequent communication with her ex or lingering over past photos can be warning signs. This emotional distance can hurt the marriage, making the husband feel inadequate and neglected. 4. Al-Haddaqa. Al-Haddaqa is a woman who is constantly preoccupied with materialism and worldly pleasures. She is never satisfied with what she has and is always seeking more, whether it's expensive clothes, jewelry, or luxuries beyond the family's means. This type of woman can lead a husband into financial hardship and may cause the family to fall into debt because of her insatiable desire for material goods. An Al-Haddaqa woman is often seen obsessing over the latest fashion trends, social media influencers, and comparing her lifestyle with others. She may push her husband to constantly upgrade their home, car, or wardrobe, placing undue pressure on him to meet her unrealistic expectations. Her focus on the material often leads to neglect of spiritual or emotional growth within the marriage. 5. Al-Baraqqa. Al-Baraqqa refers to a woman who is excessively focused on her physical appearance and spends much of her time adorning herself with makeup, clothes, and other beauty enhancements. While there's nothing wrong with taking care of oneself, this woman takes it to an extreme, prioritizing beauty over other aspects of life, such as her religious obligations, family duties, or personal development. The Al-Baraqqa woman spends most of her day in front of the mirror, neglecting her other responsibilities. She might be overly concerned with social media appearances and prioritizes her external image over inner qualities. Her attachment to beauty standards can become a source of insecurity in the relationship, and her desire for validation might extend beyond her husband's appreciation, seeking attention from others. 6. Haddaqa. Haddaqa refers to a woman who speaks incessantly, often about topics that are of little benefit or are irrelevant. Islam encourages beneficial speech and advises against excessive talking, especially if it is meaningless, gossip, or slander. This woman, however, constantly talks, making it difficult to have a meaningful or peaceful conversation. Her excessive talking can also lead to stress and conflict in the marriage, as it detracts from deeper emotional connection and spiritual engagement. The Haddaqa woman often dominates conversations, talking about trivial matters for long periods of time. She might gossip about others, engage in unnecessary debates, or repeat information that is of no value. Her inability to focus on important matters can cause a lack of communication about vital issues in the marriage, leading to misunderstandings and emotional distance. 7. Al-Ghaffala. Al-Ghaffala is a woman who is heedless and neglectful of her religious duties. In an Islamic marriage, spiritual compatibility is essential, as both partners are expected to encourage one another in righteousness. A woman who neglects her religious obligations, such as prayer, fasting, or wearing modest clothing, can have a negative influence on the household, leading the family away from the path of Allah. An Al-Ghaffala woman may be lax in performing her 5 daily prayers or skip them altogether. She might make excuses to avoid fasting during Ramadan or show little interest in Islamic learning and practices. This neglect of religious duties can affect the spiritual well-being of the entire family, as children might follow her example and the husband may feel unsupported in his own religious growth. 8. Faahiya. Faahiya is a woman who speaks in a vulgar, inappropriate, or disrespectful manner. Her speech may include foul language, insults, or indecent jokes. In Islam, good character and refined manners are essential qualities for both men and women. A woman who consistently engages in improper speech can create a hostile environment in the home, damaging the relationship with her husband and setting a poor example for children. The Faahiya woman may frequently curse, insult others, or make offensive remarks, even in casual conversations. She may have little regard for the impact her words have on others and may be quick to speak harshly in anger. This behavior is not only harmful to her marriage, but also contradicts the Islamic principle of speaking kindly and respectfully. As Muslims, we are guided by the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the wisdom found in the Quran when it comes to selecting a spouse. Choosing a wife based on her character and her commitment to Islam is essential for building a strong, peaceful, and spiritually enriching marriage. The 8 types of women discussed in this video represent characteristics that can lead to discord and unhappiness in a marriage. These traits are often subtle at first, but can grow over time, eroding the foundation of the relationship. It's important to remember that these qualities are not meant to shame women, but to serve as reminders of behaviors that both men and women should be mindful of. Marriage is a partnership built on love, respect, and most importantly, a shared commitment to worshipping Allah. By choosing a spouse who embodies good character and strong faith, we can build a home that is filled with Baraqqa, blessings, and tranquility. May Allah grant us all wisdom in our choices and success in our marriages. Ameen.